find this picture for you. How is this? And this is actually real. This is my mate's house. Okay? So this is the reason why you shouldn't let the gas engineers do your electrics. Okay? This was on his second visit after Gas Safe made him go back. Okay? And this was what he produced. Okay?
Yeah, it's autistic.
So it was then checked by Gas Safe, who said it was by far below the standard with the electrical wires running along the gas pipes and the wrong flue, potentially putting carbon monoxide back into the house. So you can get some cracking gas guys, which is why they're only certified to work on the gas boiler circuit. Okay? And when you look at the amount of training they actually have to require, it's not much, which is why it's fucking scary when you see their work. Okay.
Who glassed him up?
My mate. Oh, it's his family home.
That's fucking bad. That's awful.
Right. And you've got to bear in mind, this is the second visit. So Gas Safe went out once and said it's dangerous, you've got to go back. He's then done this.
No one got a photo the first time, though.
No, he never had the picture for the first time. It is actually quite scary, some of the dangerous stuff people will do and the way people will leave electrical work. Okay? I was on a call out at the weekend to have a look at a vulnerable old lady's electrics, because the contractor who we do other work for, they gave us a call to have a look at it because they had the asbestos guys in to remove the plasterboard from the bathroom. At which point they left this old woman with no upstairs lights. So there's a woman in her late 70s, hip replacement, so she's not very mobile, and no lights to be able to see upstairs, and no upstairs smoke detector. And the reason they had fucked it up was they left the cables hanging there, where they'd taken out the light fitting where all the neutrals connected up. They couldn't remember which one was the fuse, was the switch live, and you got all the neutrals there. So they just tucked it up and left all these neutral cables left like that, and the switch live just left exposed and nothing on them. The more worrying one is that there was actually 2 points where the bathroom used to be one of the split ones, where you had the toilet and then you had another room for the sink and the bathtub. So you can see where someone's removed it at one point, and where the old pull cord was and where the old light point was, they've taken the joints and just taped them up, okay? Not with electrical tape, with bandage tape, and just tucked them up. And all of this was left live with the women in the house. Okay? So, contractors out there are fucking dangerous. I got paid 100 quid to go in there and just put some boxes in, put connector blocks up, and make it safe. And you're looking at this going, what the fuck is going on in this world when people can do that? And they literally ran out on a Friday lunchtime, and I got sent in on a Saturday to sort it out. And I picked up some great dodgy pictures over the years. This was someone's extension where the roof wasn't properly watertight. You can see the watermarks running down the wall. That was how they left the boiler. Nice, safe way that the cables are just slung over the roof. This was a new build property. This was one which one of my students went to years ago, and the person complained that their washing machine stopped working. So he's turned up, pulled the washing machine out, and he's greeted by this: the fuse spur duct taped to the wall. Okay. you look behind the duct tape, you can see there's actually no back box, which is why it's been duct taped. So they haven't even fitted a back box because they've cut it too close to the joist. And then it had a loose live conductor, so it's actually melted the fitting. Okay. Anyone here live in a new build? Right. Personally, I wouldn't want to touch them with the standard of some of the works that go on in there. This one was nicked off on the tools. This was me when I worked in an assessment centre. This is what a student actually did on light fitting.
Used the screw as the point.
Yeah. I thought it was really genius.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
I've never seen someone try that ever before in my life. And he even did it in the other switch as well.
I'll show you something. That was in my house when I moved in. It's 2 bits of 1 mil.
2 bits of 1 mil, it's the same as 2.5 almost.
Yeah. Good socket cable.
Oh yeah, this was a cracking one which I found on Facebook, where the gas guys thought they'd found the water pipe and went to cut into it. You know what pyro is, MICC, so the mineral insulated cable. It was that they cut into. The scaffolder trade test. You go on some sites and there's some cracking relationships between the trades. So you have 2 dots on the, and you've got to join them both. And that's the assessment to see if you can work as a scaffolder. That's it. And that was actually in the canteen of a construction site I went to. That was at a trade show that I went to. And that was live. They were demonstrating, you know, you get those like 3 metre long USB cables. He was demonstrating those. I love the no back box existing on that. And
What?
it's a metal rail as well.
What trade show was it?
I think something like Electra, something rather. One of the Electrofix ones. And the guy was literally there with that, and you're like, mate, that's not safe. Nice boiler over the bathtub. This was one sent to me by another of my students. This was his mate, who's a BT engineer, was rewiring his living room.
Is that allowed?
No.
No.
I know you're saying it's not, but someone told me if the customer wants a plasma telly right there, if they say they want it exactly right here, then you're supposed to put it there.
Yeah, but
I know about the prescribed zones, yeah?
prescribed zones, you could go 30 mil down from the top, can't you? So you could run it up, along, and down. That will be in zoning. That would be permitted. But I wouldn't, or down and along. That would be far better than that dodgy ass chase. The finished article was this. So you've got the 2 wall lights put in, you've now got your TV point put in. I mean, how many points do you need down by where the TV is? And I always like showing this one off when I teach level 2 and going, be careful where you drill in the wall. You don't know what's behind it. Because you know from the first picture there's that dodgy 75 degree.
How many points is that down there?
Well, that is a good question. How many points do you want behind the TV?
I've done one 2 weeks ago where they had 6 double sockets behind the TV.
James, in the Electrician's Guide to Building Regulations,
Yep.
because one of my colleagues at work was looking through it, in the zoning, they've actually got diagonal changes.
Yes, you are allowed a 45 degree and it's referenced for there for cooker points. Because your cooker isolator can't be above the cooker, can it?
Yeah.
It has to be at least 300 mil away from the edge of the cooker to make sure that it isn't affected by the heat of the hob. So the idea is that there is a permission in the building regs for a 45 degree. but you will not find it in the on-site guide. The idea is that it's there for the isolator to the dedicated socket.
Does it have to be a greater depth than 50 mil?
If it's not a greater depth than 50 mil, then it should be capped with metal earthed capping,
Right.
okay? And also RCD protected, okay? Because it's outside of the